already know it. I know we about to shine, cause we already glowing.
Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And Ron!
I really want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he leaves because it's stupid. Good to see you. I'll never flippity-dippity. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, guys. You know that time when you press the play button, but it won't play? That's what happened. That's what took so long. It was actually a dramatic pause. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a dramatic pause. That's what I was going for there, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But we got TNA review for July 28th, 2016. Just happened on Thursday. If you haven't already, go ahead and I got another TNA review up on Daily DDT, writing their weekly articles over there. So if you haven't, go ahead and check that out. If you're watching live, don't check it out right now because it's not up yet. But if you're watching after live, so like you're probably like now. If you're watching technically now, then don't watch it. But you know what I mean. Just wait a little bit, then go see if it's over there. But anyway, I'll have an annotation to it as soon as it goes up. I'll put one up on this video. But we're talking TNA. Talking about TNA. And first off, you know, Casey's not here because he decided, I think, to take a break from the podcast and not tell anyone. But we do have Rabbit Jones. And I guess we could just call this TNA Talk, right? Can we do that? Or is that copyrighted? You know, is that copyrighted? Or can we just go ahead and call it TNA Talk for the night?
You can definitely call it TNA Talk. With Rad B.I.D. Jones.
Alrighty, I first see because I remember the last time we talked TNA, we was talking about how no one right now seems like they can stop Lashley. And then since that point, we've had the debut of Moose in TNA, and I tweeted like soon after that debut, I tweeted Rabbit. I was like, can he do it though? Is this the guy? Is this the guy? And I'm not gonna lie, watching them face off, especially tonight, it's a pretty cool. You know, it looks really good. Like it looks like a real big fight to me. I'm excited for whenever that comes. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm excited for whatever it comes. I mean, what do you think about Moose so far? He debuted tonight against David Starr, I think was the guy's name, some jobber. He tore him up. He broke him down a little bit. Hit that nice drop kick on the top turnbuckle. But what do you think about Moose so far? He uses the spear too, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, but he hasn't used it in TNA. I wonder if he's going to break it out during the Lashley match just because Lashley uses it. What do you think about Moose so far?
See, the unique thing about me is I only watch TNA, right? So I don't know any wrestlers until they come on TNA. So all I know is what I've been seeing from on TNA. And when I seen tonight, when he first came out, I like the move when he first came out the first couple times. I like that. But when he came out tonight, I like the match he had tonight. I like his athleticism. He botched a few things, but I'm gonna expect that from somebody that is coming from NFL. But you say you've seen him wrestle before, right?
Yeah, he used to wrestle for Ring of Honor. I think that's how he got big. Was he gained a following in Ring of Honor? Because I liked him because when I used to watch Ring of Honor all the time, he was one of my favorites. I liked him a lot. He was very athletic. He matches with Lashley very well. They're very similar. They're a similar size, and they're both really athletic to me. Like as far as their styles are concerned. Now, can he beat Lashley? I mean, Lashley a monster now. I don't know.
A monster, a beast, an animal.
What you think about? Because I didn't get a chance to hear your thoughts on last week either. So what you think about the match he had with Eddie Edwards and the him being X Division champion now?
Hey, I wasn't even surprised. You already know that. You know that for a fact. But the thing is about him walking around with the two belts is exactly what I was trying to say at first. Is what it opens up the whole roster now. For Lashley, he can wrestle anybody on the roster. If they small, just say it's X Division match. You feel me? They big, it's a heavyweight division match. Anybody on the roster now can wrestle just like tonight. Anybody can come up and say, all right, I want this. and then try it your way and your skill set and try to beat this man. Now, the problem is he's a beast, a monster, an animal. That's where the problem come in at. Woo!
I agree. I'm really liking Lashley, man, and I like him as X Division champion, because like I said before on the podcast, and I wrote an article about it too on Daily DDT. I like that this brings back the no limits aspect, because for a while it felt like the X Division was turning into a cruiserweight division, and with Lashley holding the title, it gives it a different feel. It brings it back to kind of its roots a little bit, and I like that. And with him being so dominating, that's gonna help, because when somebody finally beats him for the X Division championship, it's gonna be like, man, like, this guy, he gotta be really good to do that. Hoping it's DJZ, but he did lose.
You gotta be careful when you say cruiserweight, right? When you say cruiserweight division, you think immediately technical wrestling. You feel me? When you say X Division, you don't think technical wrestling, do you?
Yeah, I agree with that, because I think not only do you think, I think you think like it's a combination of all of that though. From the X Division, to me it's always felt like it was well rounded, but
exactly.
It had that, it did have the high flying in it.
When you think cruiserweight, the first thing come to your mind is like Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. I know people don't like to say his name too much, but he was a cold beast, monster, animal too. People like that's cruiserweight, when you Dean Malenko, when they get in there, it's technical wrestling. When you're looking at move after move, counter move, pure athleticism. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to love WCW, man. When cruiserweights come out, I mean, that's the matches right there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to stir off too far, but yeah, I love cruise. I used to love when you say cruiserweight, you gotta think technical wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Pure wrestling. And X Division, I don't think that. When you think
I got you. While we're on the X Division, let's talk about the X Division title match we had tonight. It wasn't scheduled for tonight for for the viewers that watched it. It wasn't scheduled, but it was kind of thrown in. I like it. Basically, Lashley was, proclaiming to be practically the baddest man on the planet. He can fight anybody, any size. He don't care who it is. Come take whatever belt you want from me. Come try it, and we'll see what happens. DJZ would come out. And basically DJZ would challenge him to a match. Lashley would say, okay, I like that. And I like how Lashley is, because he's a heel, but he's a fighting heel. And he was basically like, you know what? I'll let you pick the match. I'll let you pick that. That's how much confidence he had in himself. I'll let you pick the match. And DJZ picked the ladder match. So that was pretty cool to see that. One of the main things that caught me in this match, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. But one of the things that caught me when Lashley got under that ladder, picked that ladder up, and threw DJZ off the ladder, I was like, oh my good, like that was something I hadn't ever really seen before, and I liked that. I thought that was freaking a real cool spot right there. And then when he gorilla pressed him from the top of the ladder, that was freaking epic to end up gaining the X Division Championship back. I like that. I just enjoyed this match. I thought it was a really good match. It had its high flying spots, but also it allowed Lashley to dominate with power too. Like he still got a chance to do his power thing. So it still felt like a wrestling match to me, even though it was a ladder match. I like that. Any thoughts on the X Division title match?
I love the fact that first DJZ is one of my favorite characters on TNA because he's athletic. And he fearless, you know what I'm saying? So when you athletic and fearless, and then he can wrestle. If you had a cruiserweight cruiserweight division right now, he would be in it. See what I'm saying? If you had to get technical with it, he would fit right in. But he can fly around too. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that he could challenge the champion, heavyweight champion. See, that's why I like the X division with this option C and everything. It makes the X division where it's always something, a bargaining chip, some kind of way with it. So now he got both of them. DJZ like, hold on, man, I'm the X Division. This is my territory. You know what I'm saying? I want that. you know? So he comes out. That's what I like. Even though he know this is the obstacle to try to get over, you know what I'm saying? Trying to beat Bobby Lashley. But in his mind, if he can get the right match, the right circumstances, and do him, you know what I'm saying? Force Bobby Lashley to defend him, his style of wrestling, he can win. But he couldn't do it once my man picked him up in that ladder and tossed his mother. Then he hit him with the spine bust a couple times. I mean, man, Lashley is a beast. But the only problem with Lashley is he's 40. You know what I'm saying? So he's not no young spring chicken for them to keep the belt on for a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? Even though now, don't get me wrong, he's physically a beast. But he's really 40 years old. You can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? So they got to start looking around for somebody. EC3, they kind of muddying him up too much to the fact where he can't be that person almost. All this stuff with Josh Matthews screaming, he the ass kicker and all. I mean, come on, man. You can't put something on somebody that he's not no ass kicking machine, first of all. If you're gonna put that on somebody, that's gonna be the champion, Bobby Lashley. He the ass kicking machine. You feel me? So you can't have in the same promotion the commentator screaming somebody ass kicking machine. That's not. And you looking at one with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait. Hey, ass kicking machine? What about this man right here with the belt? You know what I'm saying? You can't confuse that. So he gotta be careful with his sucking EC3 dick all the time. I understand he like EC3, but he needs to slow down, calm down, and commentate. You know what I'm saying? Leave EC3 alone for a minute. Because Bobby Lashley he can't be the future, and you can't turn EC3 into something he's not. You know what I'm saying? But this match itself, DJ Z, man, when he came flying over the things on top of the ladder or something, and came flying off that joint. See, that's what I mean by he a daredevil. You know what I'm saying? He a daredevil. He'll try things. When he got on top of the ladder and just came off on top of on Bobby Lashley. That's what I'm talking about. He doing his style of wrestling and trying to win. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like a little man being scared like Rey Mysterio. He would take anybody because he's gonna wrestle his style. You have to beat him. You know what I'm saying? With him flying around, flipping around, and going all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring your style, your skill set to the table and try your best, what you've been working on all this time, your whole life for, wrestling. And just try to get that belt. You know what I'm saying? So I like DJ Z when he stepped up and said, I want that. So I need everybody on the roster to do that every week. And say, hey, I want one of these belts, you know what I'm saying? And try your hand. I like this. I like
that. I like that Lashley played on the fact that he basically kind of built up the King of the Mountain title a little bit too, saying he wants that too. You know, saying that, you know, that's kind of the next in line. So I like that. I like that a lot.
I ain't even think about that either. Now, if he had that I ain't think about him having all three of those belts. Because then, if you swallow up all three belts, everybody on the roster don't have no other choice but to wrestle you and come after you. You see what I'm saying? You have everything. But right now, I like it on my man, Dummy. He cool. He all right. He's screaming, Dummy.
He had me laughing with that all the time.
Yes.
All right, let's jump to the top of the show. It's kind of late, so I was just gonna kind of go through the big stuff. I'm gonna try to quickly go through everything though. Opening segment with broken Matt Hardy, basically kind of making fun of Jeff Hardy for losing last week, and basically want to keep himself in the Bound for Glory playoffs by any means necessary, and if that means Jeff Hardy needs to help out, that needs to happen. So I'm still liking broken Matt Hardy. He did end up losing to EC3 though. He had a match against EC3. It was a good match. They always tend to have good matches. It seems like EC3 injured his leg throughout the match. Hardy started to work the leg a little bit. Hardy with the freaking biting and everything. I like that they used a little blood in this one to kind of play off of the biting thing. I think that gave it a little bit more of a grit to it. I like that. And then Rebby would try to slide in the hammer. she slid it to Jeff Hardy for Jeff Hardy to use, but Jeff Hardy was slide to the middle of the ring, and it's kind of that whole thing where you're trying to get to it first. Matt Hardy would get to it, but as the referee was taken out, basically EC3 would hit him with his shoe because he had took his shoe off. Matt Hardy had took EC3's shoe off to kind of attack the ankle a little bit. He would hit him with the shoe and then winning the match that way. So the winner would end up facing Drew Galloway Mike Bennett next week. So I think next week, if I'm not mistaken. But any thoughts on the opening segment or that match right there between them two?
Man, I love the character of the broken Matt Hardy. I love the concept of that. I love that right there. Now, what problem I have is, like I was telling you a long time ago, Matt Hardy right now cannot go in that ring and try to wrestle with the spotlight on him. It's just not going to work. You need some hardcore. You need some tables. You need something to divert from the fact that he's not athletic no more. He's stiff. Now, if he didn't have this good character right now, he shouldn't be on TV. You see what I'm saying? So this character right now is carrying him that you cannot keep putting him in the ring. It's good that he lost, first of all, because he cannot go further in no tournament. He can't go in this tournament no further. He's not athletic enough. He's stiff. And then all you're going to have is him on TV just making the product look slow. You know what I'm saying? As you go further in the BFG, you need people that's athletic, strong. And when you turn on TV, it look like monsters, beasts, animals. You know what I'm saying? You can't have somebody limping around slow. His character's good. But once you put somebody in the square circle, it's all on what's in the ring. And that's when his problem come in. Now, with that said, this match right here was good. Because he was hitting his man with like when he hit EC3 with the DDT off the ropes, in between the ropes. That was nice. He planted EC3 nice with that. See, that's what I'm talking about. He just need matches where he's not being showed as a wrestler. But this match was cool. And that's why they had EC3 tweak his ankle. Because this man right here is too slow. And really, in reality, EC3 will run all around him in 2-3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? With the spine, with the EC3 spine buster, whatever he do, he took from the Sting, that joint. He been doing all that. He would told my man up for real. So they had to have him where he hurt and slow the match down, which is cool. I understand that booking. That's good booking. But further, he need to get back into that match he had with his brother, that type stuff, and find somebody on his roster that does that type activity. You know what I'm saying? And get rid of the baby. You can't be coming out here on TNA Wrestling. You're supposed to be a bad guy, an evil villain. It's bad enough you're coming out with your wife, you're coming out with your child. So already you're not no villain. You know what I'm saying? It undercuts his old character when he walk around with a child. Because now you showing heart. You can't find a gangster or a killer or anybody with a child. It's not in a, you know what I'm saying? It don't, when you walk in there, somebody supposed to be a gangster or something, he's sitting there with a baby in his lap. He's not scary no more. You feel me? So they got to get rid of this baby he's walking around with. That tears the whole thing up. And get him back into these matches that he had in the backyard and keep him there. Get EC3 chasing this heavyweight championship. Get him away from this nonsense. Get him back on that prick, that rich person that everybody love, Dixie Nephew. Get him back to that. Because right now he going down a road of, I don't know what he is. Then you screaming here, ass kicker? Get out of here. I started to love him. Now I don't know what y'all doing. He's slowing me down now. You see what I'm saying?
I do feel like tonight. I do feel like tonight though, I don't know, like he had a couple of jabs like in his promo tonight that kind of brought him back to that, I guess, the trollish ways, I guess you could say, the trollish ways tonight with the Matt Hardy when he was like mimicking the weird facial expressions and stuff. So it kind of gives you a little bit of hope that he can still be that character, but it is hard as a face because it's a little bit hard to troll people as a face than it is as a heel, I feel like. But.
See, if he can do it, see, he's not just not doing it. He's not pulling it off. Because a lot of people done that, like The Rock. Stone Cold, especially Stone Cold. So it's a way you can pull that off. You know what I'm saying? He was in a perfect position to do it because he was a rich prick and everybody hated him, but loved him because he was funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of way they kind of moved away from that. You know what I'm saying? They need to get back to that.
Yeah,
it was a good match. That's why he hurt his ankle and slowed the match down. That's all. But other than that, it was a good stiff match though.
I definitely agree. Let's get into Gail Kim versus Madison Rayne. This match was really good to me. I thought this match was really good. I enjoyed it. It was fluid. It was just a really good match. I like Madison Rayne. I think Madison Rayne might be the star of the Beautiful People. When she used to be in it, when it used to be the three of them, I think she's definitely the star out of those three. And her heel character, like, I don't love it, but it's enough for me to get behind or enough for me to hate. So I like that. I just thought this match was really good though. The freaking strikes Gail Kim was throwing, man. She looked like she was gonna kill somebody with those freaking kicks. I was like, all right then, Gail Kim, I see you. This is just a good back and forth match. Gail Kim would end up winning with the eat the feet as Madison Rayne got frustrated, but this was a good match, and I think this was to determine the number one contender for the Knockouts Championship, if I'm not mistaken. So Gail Kim versus Sienna, I think they faced off before, so it should be pretty good. Sienna's pretty good, so I'm hoping, especially with some extra time, because I'm guessing they're gonna do this at Bound for Glory. I'm not sure though. I don't know if they'd wait that long. They might do something before then and then like push it off to Bound for Glory, because Bound for Glory is in September this year, so it's a little bit earlier than usual. But any thoughts on Gail Kim being the new number one contender for the Knockouts Championship?
Now, this match right here was a good stiff match, fluid. They was flowing. They had stiff moves in the middle ring. And Madison Rayne, first of all, Gail Kim is Gail Kim. You know what I'm saying? No need to talk about that. She's a cold beast every time she walk in the ring. A beast, a monster, an animal. But Madison Rayne is a person that, man, I need people to pay attention to here, man. Because she wasn't a star in the Beautiful People, no. She was nowhere near that. But just like The Rock was in one of those groups early in his career where he was really not nothing, but you could see her blossom all the way through the Beautiful People into the Queen Bee character. And I think right now, by her being, she only 30, like 29, 30 years old. And I think right now it's her time. She got, man, we talking about somebody that's a 5-time. I ain't talking about one time. 5-time knockouts champ, right? And you gotta some kind of way show your appreciation for this girl in this right now. To me, and you know me, I love the knockouts, right? But right now they lack the athleticism and they lack the creativity in the division. They lost too much, man. They lost too much in this division, and the people they replaced them with, they good wrestlers now. They good wrestlers, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to replace Kong. Brooke, but the people they replaced them with are people that just not they not ready. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like the girl you were just talking about. She big, she athletic. I think she could pass, but right now the division itself is lacking creativity and athleticism. Because when you had people like Terrence Rail, you had Brooke out there, and it was athleticism out there. And what's my girl name with the Beautiful People? I think she's pregnant now.
Angelina Love. No, she just had her baby, so I'm not sure. She probably be coming back soon because she just had her baby not too long ago.
They need her. They need her because right now I don't like the division they have, the wrestlers they have. See, now to me, the division and the philosophy, the vision they go in, I like. Hard hitting. They ain't about the pretty girl type stuff. That's cool. But now you have people on the division that's not athletic, that's not wrestling oriented. So therefore, when people look at it, you're not getting that stiff wrestling, and you're not showing them as beautiful women. What are you doing then? You feel what I'm saying? If it's not stiff wrestling, Gail Kim, the only person on the whole roster besides Madison Rayne, that's gonna give you stiff wrestling. Now, I'm not saying the rest of them are not good, because you know I love my girl that was with Turn Terrell, the one that speaks Spanish. You know
Jade.
Jade. You know I love Jade, and you know who else in the division? Jade. She cool.
Marty Bell.
Marty Bell. I'm in love with her, but all these people are fresh and new to the spotlight, so they're not fluent. Like Marty Bell just getting over botching a lot. She just stopped botching a lot. She don't botch too much now. You know what I'm saying? Jay just started getting used to the mic. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of people in here right now that's just not. I'm not feeling it. You feel me? And it's really nobody here that should have the belt other than Gail Kim. Until you figure out what you're doing with this whole division here. Because right now, with what's her name? With my man girlfriend running the whole thing, this thing right here is going down in the tubes from where you was at with Kong, Turn Terrell, Gail Kim, all in a triangle with Brooke on the side of that. So now you done drop all the way down to, I don't know what we got going on there. You see what I'm saying? So now we have a problem. And you know how much I love the knockouts. But we ran into an issue. You know what I'm saying? We need to get Madison Rayne more active and more in storylines immediately. Because besides Gail Kim, she the only one that can wrestle. So that's what we had to start with. So other than that, of course you put these two in the match, just like that cage match they had, I think on Slammiversary. Vicious, them two in the cage match, Gail Kim and Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne ready to go. The rest of these people are not. So you need to right now it's Madison Rayne time to look for the 6th championship. That's how I feel about Madison Rayne. She need to be put on display immediately. Queen B.
I like that. All right, let's jump into Bram and Rosemary. It's interesting. And I like it. Basically, Bram is basically kind of going through the story of why she became who she became. And she's putting all her trust in Bram because she stated that she's never told these things to anyone. So we're kind of learning what the story is, and Bram's learning what the story is. And I like this because it gives her character reason, but also it continues to build on the Bram trust thing that they're going through with the Decay. And I'm wondering more so how this is going to end, because I like how it's going, but I'm wondering how it's going to end. And I hope it doesn't end with the Decay ending, because I don't think that's something that should happen right now, because I think the Decay are really hot right now and doing really good. But I basically it was a lot of stuff about like her cat getting sick and a cat dying and things happening in a shed that we don't know about yet. But I like this. It keeps the Decay interesting, because I think some people felt like the Decay have been getting kind of stale, and this keeps them. It turns it on its head a little bit. I don't think they've gotten kind of stale, but some people I've heard some people say that. But I feel like the Decay, this kind of turns it on its head a little bit and turns it in another direction, and I like that. Any thoughts on Rosemary and Bram?
And this little segment I like because it gives Bram. Remember we were saying before he ain't had anything to do. Now it gives him something to do, even though he's not in the ring. So I like it. But Rosemary and Decay, this is my favorite tag team in wrestling, man. I love the Decays, man. But what I don't know what they doing here at all with her. Look like she's taking off the makeup a little bit too. So they got me on this. So I don't know what they doing with her at all. I haven't really seen her wrestle too much. Again, I only watch TNA, so I only see the wrestlers as they come in to TNA. So I haven't seen her wrestle too much. I know she was trained by what's her name? Tay Divine. So she should know a little something about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I haven't seen her. On the mic, she got good mic presence. But it looks like the makeup is about to come off of her. When I thought they was going to put the makeup on my man. You see what I'm saying? But it looks like it's coming off of her. And in Decay, it's going to be a tag team on their own without a manager. Because, yeah, I realize my man, Abyss, beautiful. He can talk on the mic all day. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really need a manager. You know? So it's looking like, you understand what I'm saying? It look like she coming off the paint. Well, my man, it's going to be beautiful and just as beautiful. Those two going to go to themselves and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I like it. I ain't
even been able to say it yet. Like, I ain't even been able, he beat me to it tonight. Abyss is beautiful. I almost forgot. You know, because a lot of times you just get used to it. You know, you see beauty all the time, so you just get used to it. You know, you see the same girl all the time, and she beautiful all the time. You ain't got to tell her all the time. She already know. You know, it's like Abyss, right? It's like Abyss, you know. That's what it was. I just forgot tonight. But anyway, we already talked about Moose and David Starr, I think was the guy's name.
See, Moose, I like, but I see some botching here. Now, when he hit Main Man with that drop kick, standing drop kick in the corner, that was athleticism at his best for a big man. You see what I'm saying? But he even hit that man in his chin for real with that drop kick. But that's a botch that only the person that's taking that kick only know about. You know what I'm saying? People watching that's good. You know what I'm saying? They hit him for real. That's cool. But the person taking that is like, man, what the hell you just do? You know what I'm saying? But he took it nice and went flipping off that joint. I like that standing drop kick. His athleticism is cool. But his finisher, you don't know who used to do that finisher? My man doing the commentary used to do that.
Pope
used to do that right there. Yeah. But it looked more vicious with the Moose doing it. I give him that too. But he used to do that too when he's the wrestler. But the Moose, I like his athleticism. He can't do nothing with the beast, the monster, the animal that is Bobby Lashley. Okay? Just in case you was thinking.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting though when they finally freaking lock up, man. That's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be a better match than people gonna think it's gonna be. But let's jump into the fact of life with Eli Drake.
Drake, dummy.
Last week he had me going with that promo.
Dummy.
Because oh my goodness, that probably was the best promo I've ever heard from him. That thing, like I was supposed to be writing an article. For that, I had to go back and watch it again because I was so into it. I couldn't even write. But I was really loving him last week. But I was excited to see him do the fact of life tonight. Basically, he was calling out Lashley because he was like, you know, if you're going to challenge, and I like this because I like that TNA is allowing, especially the heels, to stand up for themselves. Because a lot of times you get the heels that's like, oh, I'm just going to run. But I think it's nice to see the heels with the championships, especially, to stand up for themselves because they got reason to stand up for themselves. They are the best in their division, or they could even say in the world, depending on what their title is. So I like that the champions are standing up for themselves. And basically, he was like calling out Lashley. He started a Pokemon Go chant, which I thought was hilarious. Basically he issues a challenge to Lashley that, you know, whenever you want it, you know, we can do it. And I like that. You know, he says he don't have enough tingle in his loins to take the King of the Mountain title off of Eli Drake. This man got me going, man. Then, you know, basically he says nobody can take Eli Drake right now. James Storm's music hits. And Eli Drake basically says, I was calling for contenders, not a drunk. That got a nice reaction out of the crowd.
Dummy.
Storm gives credit to Drake, but basically he gives credit to Drake, but then he would kind of make fun of Drake as well. Drake was not, you know, Drake says, I already beat you. I don't need to beat you again. I'm done with you. And Stone's about to walk away, but he makes a little your mama joke there at the end, and Eli Drake is not happy about that. He ain't gonna take that, so basically that baits him into the challenge. Eli Drake would attack him from behind, call him dummy a couple more times, and then basically we got this match set. I don't know when it's gonna be. Probably next week. I'm not really sure. But obviously these two guys, they always put on good matches together. So I'm really Eli Drake to me. He really hitting his stride right now. I've liked Eli Drake since the first time I saw him, first time I heard him freaking talk. But especially even in the ring, like to me, like seeing him more and more, I like him more and more. But any thoughts on Eli Drake and James Storm? Basically continuing their feud they've been having.
Yeah, I feel the same way you do about Eli Drake. I never liked him at all, to be honest with you. But now he kind of getting changing on me. You know what I'm saying? All this dummy, this Eli Drake done got me caught on to him. So then he stiff in the ring. He athletic, so it ain't like he can't do nothing in the ring. So I like it. But like I told you before, the Cowboy has to have that belt. You have to give it to him. He never had that championship a day in his life. He is the originals. And I am too. I'm one of the originals too. As far as viewers, I'm an original TNA viewer. From the $10 a week joints, that makes me original. So I'm original too. Hey, original TNA. So you got to give him the belt, man. He had to have this belt right here he never had. So give him that. I think he deserved that, man. That's my man, the Cowboy. I like it. Me and him started this together.
All right. I'm gonna see. There's a lot of people that ask me why I still watch TNA, and Rabbit remind me because I don't want to get off track real quick. But remind me to say that at the end of this video because I got a specific reason because I call myself an original too. Now I probably only been watching since like 2005 just because I couldn't get it anywhere else. Like I can only I can only start watching when I can actually get it. But I'll let you guys know why. I throw the bait out there. You kind of guess a little bit. Why I feel like I'm a TNA original. But anyway, we got the Decay versus the BroMans for the TNA Tag Team Championships in a Monsters Ball match. I like that the Monsters Ball match, it kind of started in the hallway or something like that. Like it started on the outside. I always like when, especially hardcore matches, no rules matches start elsewhere. I think it makes a lot of sense. Why start a street fight in the ring? It's a freaking street fight. You can fight wherever. So I always like that. It does go back to the ring. We get some tacks. We get barbed wire boards. We get Abyss's girl. I think Abyss feels like Janice is just as beautiful as him. So he had to bring out the girl tonight. He had to treat the crowd to something nice. He brings out Janice. Basically, the Decay get put through all the weapons they bring out. It felt like there early, but then they basically just came back. They came back. Freaking Jesse Goddard's had that Adonis crab with Steve and the tax just rolling the man around. I'm like, man, you ain't gotta do the man like that. That's messed up. He don't like that much pain. But Abyss comes in to break it up with the choke slam. A little bit after that, Goddard's got sent to the table on the outside, and then Raquel tried to come in, hit a nice little low blow. Oh man, Raquel, I don't care how much Casey don't like that girl. He gotta admit she is fine. Anyway.
Shouts out to Casey. Shout out to Casey. Yeah, she's smart.
Anyway, though, the K come back after Raquel hit that low blow. She kind of, obviously she runs away a little bit, and Robbie E tries to grab Janice. Crazy Steve with the distraction. He gets caught with a choke slam. Does Robbie E on another barbed wire board. Shout out to Robbie E for taking that because I wouldn't do it. Shout out to Robbie E for taking that. But yeah, this was a good match. I always liked the Monsters Ball match. I would love to see a hardcore title in TNA. I really would. I don't know if you caught my idea of another title though. I did. I mentioned to Casey another title because I was thinking since they changed the King of the Mountain title, they've changed that belt so much, and it would be a unique idea. why don't they have a title? I don't know if you were here when I mentioned this idea, but why don't they have a title where the title holder can change the stipulation of the title, or like what the title means? Like, I don't know. I just thought it would be a unique idea that's never been thought of before. It might be a little too Vince Russo-esque for everybody else. You know, it might be a little too much, but I just thought
Yeah.
it would be a kind of a cool idea, you know. You can only beat me by knockout or tap out, or you can only beat me by submission if I'm a submission specialist, or something like that. I just thought that would be a cool idea. But any thoughts on the Monsters Ball match, or bring back a hardcore title? Because I thought that, because they do a lot of hardcore matches, you know, and they do really good hardcore matches. So any thoughts on the Monsters Ball match? The Decay is still your TNA Tag Team Champions.
You definitely don't want to do nothing Russo. You definitely won't have no job. I like this match, but I don't like the fact that BroMans are in it. I don't want them in a hardcore match, but I do want them to get the belt. So I'm trying to figure. First, I like the fact that Jesse got us. I gotta give you big ups if you're watching this. I know half of y'all don't watch none of this stuff, but if you're watching something like this, man, Jesse got, I give you big ups because you worked hard, man. I don't watch you. Trust me. Again, I'm original. I done seen you come in here and work hard, man. So I give you big ups. You only 30. You got at least 8 years ahead of you where you can become a star in wrestling. You got the physique. You work. The mic skills not there yet. Let's not get carried away. But I like what you got going on. And then something that nobody know is Devon and Billy Ray is the one trained this clown. You know what I'm saying? So he know wrestling. He was in OVW and everything, but Devon and them trained him. Devon and Big Bubba Fat Butt Ray trained him. But I like these two together, man. I like BroMans, and you know I like DJ, my man, E. But these two need the belt immediately.
I think that would give their return reason too. But I think they should do it in a way, and maybe this would be a good way to bring in this whole Bram Rosemary thing, have her cost them, because they still need to make the Decay look strong, because the Decay need to still look good after losing the titles. It can't be like the title or the end all be all. Because the bitch still needs to be beautiful. That's just, it's a fact, guys.
Got to be.
We can't go back. We can't go back to Mask the Biz. You know, Mask that didn't come out right anyway. I appreciate ALOS, one of my good friends. I appreciate the support. Go check him out. I don't know if he's got anything up yet, but does have an intro up, so go check him out. I appreciate the comment. Next, we got the main event of the evening. We got Mike Bennett versus Drew Galloway, bound for glory playoffs. Round number dos. Round 2. This was a good match as well. I don't know, like, I can't say anything bad about it. It was just a good match. It was nice to see Moose come out. Every time he hit that apron powerbomb, I cringed a little bit. He hit that apron powerbomb on Galloway and threw him into the Miracle. He said, "Go ahead and pin him. I got you." Obviously, Drew Galloway kicks out, you know, fighting spirit. And then the match goes on. Still a good match. That freaking cutter from the top turnbuckle was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it was almost to the point of abyss. It was so good. It was so good. His cutter reminds me a lot of the Diamond Cutter. I don't know if it's not as good, but I think it does remind me of the Diamond Cutter.
Wait.
The way he.
Man, hold. Now I'm a TNA original now, but my heart is with WCW. It was no Diamond Cutter, nowhere near Diamond Cutter to being done there. Trust me. All right, Diamond Cutters are vicious. Not saying Main Man wasn't vicious, but Diamond Cutters, that's like the MJ of cutters, Slim. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now go ahead.
See, I wasn't saying it was similar. I mean, I was just saying it. You know, the way he does it is similar. I'm not saying it's up to par. It's similar. Yeah. You know, it's similar.
I agree.
Because it's not like an RKO. It's not like a jump. He don't do like a jump where he just kind of go down with it like DDP used to do.
Now, I will give you this, that by him being 6'5", that's a tough move to be dropping to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. I like it because he do it real quick where he drop him real fast. You know what I'm saying? I like it with his leg kick out. It's a smooth move. I like it.
Oh yeah, one of the unique spots of this match though was the whole slingshot into the steel supporting beam of the ring. I thought that was pretty cool. I've never really seen that used before. I like that. The reverse Alabama slam by Galloway was like, what was I watching? It was freaking ridiculous. I was like, what is this? Yes. What was that? How? Yeah. like I freaking love that. I thought that was amazing. We got a little involvement from Moose. Basically, the match ends when Maria throws in a kendo stick to Mike Bennett, and Bennett he was about to use it. EC3 takes it away. Bennett moves closer to Galloway. Then EC3 swings and a miss because he moves out of the way, and he cracked that boy Drew Galloway with kendo stick. And once again, EC3 rears his ugly head again. Come on, EC3, you can't keep doing this to the man. You can't. But yeah, I thought this was a good match. You know, it was very chaotic at the end, but in a good way. You know, it sets up things for the future, which I like because I got a feeling that EC3 is gonna win this. You know, win this whole thing. It seems like, but you know, it sets up EC3 and Drew Galloway. It keeps that going. You know, because EC3, he deserves the title. He is the champ. Darn it, he is. He's still my champion. I still love the man. I still love him.
You think EC3 gonna win it all?
I think he gonna win it all.
But I ain't touch on Moose. Well, yeah, you're right. When he choked and slammed somebody on the power slam, choke into a power slam. Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. That was nasty. I forgot to talk about that right there. Now that there is nasty. Now that if he used that as his finisher, but he was using my man old joint though. The old joint he doing. It looked vicious with him though. But yeah.
Yeah. What you think about the main event? And we got Mike Bennett moving on. Your boy. That's your dude right there. Mike Bennett.
Terrible. There's no reason on God green earth where he need to move on to anywhere. He a jobber. So it's no reason why. I don't know what's going on here. You know somebody is in his family.
He's the miracle, man. He's the miracle. We all believe.
You glorify a jobber, but look, my man hit him with that joint under the ring. You know when you lay him down and drop back on him with his head. Oh my goodness, with his head up under the ring. Oh my god, that was nasty. Well, I like the match though, but him moving on is a problem for me. Somebody need to take him out immediately. Unless they're going to have Moose always coming in, helping them get all the way to the end. And then he get killed by my man, the beast, the monster, the animal. You know what I'm saying? Lashley. It's no good into this anyway. You got to run into the ad Lashley. You know what I'm saying? So it's no good into this. End of the Bound for Glory series ends up bad.
You're getting destroyed. So it don't matter.
Basically, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
All right. This is the moment y'all been waiting for. This is the one. Why I tell you I'm a TNA original. All like 3 of you that's left watching the video right now. But this is the reason. So it's first time I've ever seen it since I've been alive. TNA Impact Wrestling came to my hometown. I live in a small town. I live in a really small town. We got the number 2 racetrack in the country, though. We got the but other than that, I live in a small town. And TNA came to my hometown. TNA is right there deep in my heart because of that. Cause don't nobody ever come here. Like that. Like besides the race, that's about it. Don't nobody else come here. It don't feel like. And that's why I feel like I've loved TNA since then, and I'm always gonna support TNA because of that. And they almost stopped the match because Abyss had blood on his arm. Because in Virginia, you can't like you can't bleed. Like in wrestling, you can't do it. You can't do it. We weak around here. You can't do that. So that was pretty interesting. I almost had to stop the match. I'll never forget that. But anyway, that's about it. Now, since this is TNA Talk,
can I tell you why I watched TNA?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Let us know. Let us know why you an original.
Now, yeah, exactly. I'm a TNA original. I stopped watching WWF. Started watching WCW. I stopped watching WWF because it was a little too childish for me. I started watching WCW all the way up to the end. It was like a year in between where there was no wrestling I can watch. Because I would never watch WWF ever again. So I didn't watch that. TNA popped up 2000, I think 2001, 2002, somewhere along there, on pay-per-view. And the only reason I paid for it the first time, I wanted to see Big Papa Pump. One of my favorite wrestlers, all time, him, Hulk Hogan, are my two favorite wrestlers, right? And so once WCW closed down, you know, Big Papa Pump was the man when WCW was, you know. So I'm thinking, where is he at? You know what I'm saying? I know he like wrestling, so I got to find out where he at. He was on TNA one time, on the $10 joint. It made me pay it that time, and then the next week I paid it. Then I ain't see him no more. But Shamrock and all these people was on it. It made me stay on watching TNA after that. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't on it as much. But he was the reason why I started watching TNA. And I kept watching it because it's stiff wrestling. It's hard wrestling. It gives you from the perspective of a grown person. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to love WWF to my heart. They got a lot of my money. You know what I'm saying? To make them billionaires over there. They got a lot of my paychecks. You know what I'm saying? I used to buy everything that had WWF signature on it. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you realize this ain't for me. That right there, I give Vince a lot of credit because his motto is for kids where you will always get paid because there's always going to be 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds coming up. You know what I'm saying? So he'll never, ever lose out on that. Because right now, my niece and nephew watch WWE. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to the point where I can find something where a grown person can watch. Not just the wrestling is not stiff, it's sloppy. They botching. Not only that, it's too much mic work. I can't take people standing here just talking to me. You know what I'm saying? You're not Hogan. You can't mesmerize me with the mic work. You know what I'm saying? So you're not Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to stand here and just see people walk out there talking all day. So I need to find some real wrestling. And when I found TNA, they had Asylum and all this stuff going on, I'm like, God, this is some new stuff here. You know what I'm saying? And I followed Big Papa Pump there, but I stayed there after that once he was gone. And I've been loving it ever since. I stayed with it because it's stiff wrestling and it's grown. The content is grown. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the wrestlers on TNA, my niece and nephew don't even know exists. You see what I'm saying? Because they watch so much WWE. They don't even know any other wrestling exists. So when AJ pop on it, you know what I'm saying? This is why I say people like AJ, they ain't do nothing but destroy their career by going on WWE when they think it's doing something good for them. It's not. What you're doing is turn yourself into a jobber. Because the people that's watching WWF does not watch any other wrestling. So you put your career in TNA, AJ Styles, for 11, 12 years, bust your ass. You basically is part of this establishment. You are it. You pack up and go somewhere that nobody know where the hell you are. That makes you a jobber. My niece and nephew look at you as just somebody the Cena need to beat up on. You see what I'm saying? So that makes you somebody that's nothing. When I know by watching TNA for 11, 12 years now, is you's a cold beast. But nobody will ever know that because you went somewhere that's not going to recognize you as that. So now you leave TNA where everything that you've done is with TNA and Dixie. So you have no history. If she just erased that and put it in the closet, you don't have nothing. That makes you a jobber. When somebody see you on WWE and they can't find you nowhere, Dixie done locked up everything she got that has you in it, you become a jobber. That's what you are. When you pop on WWF, nobody know you. You ain't nobody. But I know you a cold beast because I watch TNA. You see what I'm saying?
Real quick, I'm wondering, I'm wondering because I want to hear it from your point of view because I never talked to you about this, and I have tried my best. Like I know people said that TNA went through a rough stretch, and I stayed through the whole thing. I watched it. There was a period where I didn't. It wasn't that I wasn't watching it because I didn't like it. I just didn't have time to watch it, so I didn't get to watch it. And I think that might have been during the worst period or whatever that was. I'm wondering where do you think? Because right now, obviously TNA is trying to rebuild themselves. It feels like with all the rebranding and moving networks, all of that. Where and I'm still gonna be listening. I might not be right here, but I'm gonna be listening. Where do you feel like when was that point when TNA went wrong? Like when was that point when? Because I've seen consistency throughout from what I've watched. Even when I go back, people say that 2013 was their worst year, and when I think back on 2013,
Nah.
2013 was a good year because Aces and A started, which was a really good storyline and no one will ever give credit to. And the wrestling just really wasn't that bad. If I'm not mistaken, I think MVP was there at that point, and he wasn't doing terrible stuff either. He was still doing pretty decent stuff in the ring. Now, if I go back to 2012, I'm thinking too, when Hogan came in, wasn't that when they was having their biggest ratings anyway? If they were having their biggest ratings, then would that constitute a bad show? Now, I'm wondering from your point of view, where they went wrong, because to me, I can't figure it out. Now, I'm not trying to come at y'all like I'm a TNA fanboy and all that. I just support TNA. I mean, I know they're not perfect. I know they had some bumps in the road, but where do you feel like they went wrong? Because I just cannot find it. Someone in the comments, you can feel free to comment and let me know. Like if there's one show that they went wrong, put it in the comments. I'll go watch it. Where do you feel like they were wrong? Because I'm wondering.
It's not really one show. It's the people she hired, like a Vince Russo and my man, the one he argued with all the time. When you bring people in like that, or Hogan, really, even though to me Hogan did a lot of good for TNA. Before he came, right, that's the period. Right before Hogan came, that period right there, it was a slump in the wrestling. It was a slump in professionalism. And it was a slump in where the wrestlers, it seemed like they just didn't care. Now, I look at that as she keep hiring people that wish they was in WWE. Period. When you hire Vince Russo with all his brains and all that, which is old back in the 90s anyway. I want to correct something. He didn't start NWO. NWO was already popping before he even came to WCW. But when you hire somebody like him that's not looking at your company as a company, just a starting point to impress Vince, that's where she started to go into with Cornette. To me, I like Cornette better because he loved wrestling. He a real serious person about professional wrestling, the art of it. The reason why I don't like Russo is he don't like wrestling. He just want to write. He don't like the professional art of wrestling itself. You know what I'm saying? So he had no respect for wrestling. Like when he put the belt on himself, or when he put a belt on
Arquette. David Arquette.
You know, or when he turned a wrestling show into some I'm gonna get you back stuff. When he had Hogan and Jeff Jarrett in there, Jarrett laying down. When you hire people like that, that's where you start to turn down. Right there. When you coming in, he just want to impress Vince. So therefore, he's not really thinking about the company in his heart to make it better. So that's where you make your mistake at right there. So right in between when Hogan came in, right there, I don't know if the first time Vince left, somebody left, it might have been Cornette. Somebody in there, Pritchard, might have been Pritchard. The time Pritchard was in there. Up until when Hogan came, somewhere in there, it was a drop where the wrestling wasn't professional and people just didn't look at doing. That's where the problem started at. And the wrestlers they had on roster didn't care. You know, they either was already stars before or they looking to go back to WWE. So when you had got all that going on in your roster and in your management, you can't accomplish what you want as your own company. And then at the same time, you got people working against you on the stations that you own. So that's just too much. So of course it's gonna be hard for TNA to blossom when you got the channel you on against you. You know what I'm saying? You got people in your management on writing staff against you. You got people on the roster against you. And you can't weed them out because that's something that's in somebody's mind and heart.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that point. I like that point though, because I had never heard it said like that, where they was bringing in like talent that was just trying to get to WWE or just trying to get back to WWE. You know, I like that. That really, like, that's the first time I've heard somebody say it in that way. That's why I like talking TNA with you. Cause like you bring out points that don't nobody else say, and I like that. You know, like when you was talking about how, cause I don't know if you caught it, but when you was talking about how, you know, people was coming in just trying to get back to WWE. Now, I'm a little bit on the fence with Russo. I don't know why. For some reason, I've always liked Russo. I don't know why. I still like Russo. I'm on the fence with Russo because I know Russo, you know, you said that Russo doesn't care about the wrestling. And to a certain degree, I don't know if it was ever his job to care about the wrestling. His main thing was to deal with the storylines. And if you're going to have somebody who specifically is going to write storylines, I think you need to have somebody that works exclusively with him, that also works on the wrestling within those storylines. Because I think with Russo, he's such a writer that it takes away from the wrestling portion, because he's trying so hard to create compelling storylines, and when it's really not his thing to do the in-ring wrestling portions of it. You know, he should. I don't know. I feel like Russo to me is he is a writer, and that's what he is. Like, he's not necessarily a writer as far as the match and the way the match is supposed to be conducted, but he is a writer as far as storylines are to be conducted. I don't know. I for some reason I still like.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, I've been watching wrestling since TV was black and white. I think Gorgeous George was the first wrestler I ever saw. Right? I like the art of professional wrestling itself. I used to watch it when it was territories. You know, when Junkyard Dog and everybody and Sting they wasn't nobodies. You know what I'm saying? And it was all about wrestling. And Vince Russo don't believe in that. That's why all the time you hear him saying, "Oh, it ain't about wrestling." It's his famous thing. It ain't about the wrestling. It's this.
Yeah, he believe. Okay, I see what you're saying, because he's more into the storyline. He's more into telling a story, not necessarily the story that the match is supposed to tell, but telling a story outside it. Okay, I got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
So that's why I would take Cornette over him any day, because you can't tell me Cornette don't have the love for professional wrestling. You can't tell me that. So when he said do this and do that in the match, it's him loving professional wrestling and want it to flourish. You feel what I'm saying? When Vince Russo tell you do something, it's him thinking about fucking ratings or can he get a raise? That's different. You see what I'm saying? She didn't need nobody in there like that. You know what I'm saying? She needed somebody like Cornette. I mean, what's his name she got right now? Be honest with you, what's his name?
Billy Corgan.
Somebody that's not looking to go to WWE. That's not his goal. He can care less. You see what I'm saying? So his goal is to make this product right here better. He's not even looking over there. When everybody else she had in there had an eye peeking over there in WWE. Like, you see me there? You see what I'm doing here? You see what I'm saying?
See, and that's what I was saying. Like, because I ain't never heard anybody say it like that, and I like that, because you know, because I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense because when you bring in guys like Kevin Nash and guys like shoot, I don't know, I can't even think of any off the top of my head anymore. But like
Bubba Ray,
huh?
Bubba Ray,
Yeah, Bubba Ray and guys,
Devon.
yeah, Devon, guys like that. Even Jeff Hardy, I think at the beginning, probably felt
Jeff
the same
Hardy.
way.
Jeff Hardy.
And probably feels
Exactly.
the same way now, because now he's getting older. But yeah, like, and that's why I'm glad to like. I hate that WWE is seen as the end all be all, right? I hate that because it feels like everybody's thinking, I got to get to WWE. If I'm gonna get paid any good money, I got to get to WWE. I got to be a star in WWE.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know, I don't know, that's just what sucks about it.
It's not true because you can use AJ Styles as an example. You can use everybody that left this last year. Double A.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Aries.
Yeah.
Aries.
Rude hasn't debuted on NXT yet, on television, on developmental.
You can name all of them. You can name all these people that cold vicious. My favorite, Rude. You know Rude, my favorite wrestler. And look what I'm saying, what they doing with him. So that you think that's a good career for you? To be put in the closet? Or you want to wrestle? Want to be on TV every week? That's what TNA going to provide for you. You understand? You got to get all that, I got to be on WWE out of your mind. The TV is the same to this person sitting on the couch. They don't care if it say WWE or TNA. They sitting on the couch looking at the TV. If you on TV, you on TV. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you on USA or whatever channel TNA on now. If it's on TV, you on TV. So you can't be pressed to be on WWE thinking that's the all in all to be all. So when she hired people like that, it diminishes her product because she got people on there that don't care about her product. And it shows in the wrestling, it shows in the writing, it shows in the booking. So that period right before Hogan came in was a bad period. That's what that period was going on. When Hogan came in, he had good ideas, and he brought eyes to the table. So I think he did what he's supposed to do. Like the gut check, I like that. The wrestlers he brought in, I like that. Some of the people he switched over bad, I like those. Like Bubba Ray, Rude. Bubba Ray wouldn't have had no career if TNA never picked him up. Where he been? Running around in the indies? Like AJ? They could have been brought AJ back. He'd be on TV every week. He would have had the Hall of Fame by now. He'd have a belt.
Yeah,
he'd be on TV wrestling.
If Bubba Ray wouldn't have turned heel, like
he was good.
Like that was it, because like the Dudleys had ran its course to a certain degree. It had been done for so long. Like if Hogan wouldn't have turned Bubba Ray heel, man, like, and Bubba Ray was probably one of the best heels of like ever. Like he was really good.
Year.
Yeah.
That year. Yeah. But that's my example right there. Bubba Ray is a good example. TNA Dixie brought him in, gave him the platform, let him do what he want, switched him, gave him the whole platform, a group, all that. Once he got big and got back famous, he immediately started sucking Vince's ass. They put him in a pay-per-view. He on the pay-per-view screaming about some WWE stuff. Or he want to wrestle people somewhere else that had nothing to do with TNA. Because he felt he back now. He felt like, all right, I'm back now. Everybody like me now. I'm the best heel out here. I don't need TNA. See, that's her problem. She can't keep picking those clowns up. She got to forget anybody that have a WWE or WWF tag on their ass, drop them at the door. They don't need to come in. Unless they and you know what I'm saying, they working, they coming up somewhere like EC3, who never got a chance. So once you bring them in, they got a chip on their shoulder. They're not thinking about on WWE. They want to show and prove that they're a star. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So it was a drop right before Hogan came. Then when Hogan came in, he put it back on the map. Then him and Smirnoff got greedy. You see what I'm saying? So she had those two in there that was close. They had hands on a lot of stuff, and they was looking into WWE on the side. You know what I'm saying, on the side. So that's where you run into problems when you have people on your roster, people in management, and people and on your ownership that's trying to get back in WWE or prove something to Vince. That's where you lose. So right now she got a roster full of people that she homegrown. So you don't have to worry about people go to WWE like you had AJ Styles. You know what I'm saying? And you had AJ Styles wanting to go to WWE. He risked his career to go around Japan, Canada, wherever the hell, or Afghanistan and wrestle like a fool. You know what I'm saying? When he have a family, when he's getting paid nice money to live in Georgia and wrestle with TNA. He can't tell me he made as much money he can make in TNA right now, running around the whole world. So he wasted his time. Then he went to WWE, and he's a jobber. So now his career is over. Dixie control his whole career now, because she got all his tapes of his career, of him doing anything. She throw those away. He's just a jobber. That's all he is right now, is a jobber. That's what people look at him as. WWE fans look at him as a jobber. And he don't understand that.
I like that. I like having you on because you have a different point of view than it seems like everybody else does. You got that kind of that unpopular opinion, I guess. And I like that because I've been wanting to get you on an NXT review. Man, I want to get you on an NXT review.
That's why everybody be blocking me then.
I don't know why they be blocking you, man. Because I want to get you on an NXT review. I gotta find some way to get you on an NXT review. Cause I want to hear your thoughts on because I've heard your thoughts on NXT from not watching it, but I want to hear your thoughts after you watch it too. Because I know you're very vocal about your displeasure with NXT, and I'm kind of curious to see how what you really think of it. After you get a chance to watch it, kind of.
Wait. Oh,
you might not do it though, because
you only watch a training facility? No. I like professional wrestling. I like professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like TNA. I like professionals.
That's what I said.
Nobody want you. Mike work. No. Not good.
I was saying I just want to hear your thoughts on it. I mean, you can watch one match. You can watch one match and one promo. I ain't gonna hold too much of your time. You can watch one match and one promo. That's all I'm asking. It's a one-time thing. I ain't telling you to get on it weekly. I ain't telling you to get on it weekly. I just want a one-time thing because I'm curious. I'm curious because you hit the points that don't nobody else think about. And that's the thing. But anyway, TNA review, good discussion there at the end. I like that. Good discussion. I thought we was just doing TNA talk at that point, so we might as well just go our way out. Go our way out, man. But anyway, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to help me out there. My daily DDT links will be somewhere in this video. I don't know where. Probably here. Probably somewhere around here. This moment. And they'll be at the beginning as well, hopefully. So check those out. Check those out. I review TNA. If you don't get a chance to watch TNA, they're perfect for you because they have videos in them. They have highlights from the show, so you can watch it. You can kind of get a feel for it. What you think of it.
Hey, my bad. Let me. Don't you know when Matt Hardy and his brother had that match out in the backyard?
Yeah.
Now, I watched the YouTube after that, and people had their reactions videos. You ever seen one of those?
Yeah.
So I'm watching all these WWE zombies, right? People that never turned to watch TNA a day in their life, right? But they know who Hardy is, right? So I'm watching these people watch the joint. They entertained, but they don't want to show it. You see what I'm saying? So they like, what's going on here? What? Wow. Man, I don't know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? It don't even go with you. It's like they forcing themselves not to like TNA when they really is entertained with what they see. You understand what I'm saying? That means your brain is, you basically been zombinized, WWE zombinized to the fact that you can't look at anything else objectively. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing about it. It's like you're watching Jordan, but your team is Boston, so you're saying, man, Jordan jumper ain't all like that. He can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? You just look like a fool. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, and then they watch the I don't know if you've seen it. but the New Day had a thing against the Wyatts at their little compound or something, and a lot of people were saying it was a ripoff or whatever. But they had that, and I bet you they like that though. They won't say nothing.
Oh,
They won't say nothing
when did
positive
this
about
happen?
Alicia, but
When did this happen?
this happened. I think so. Tina had their show on that Tuesday. That next Monday, WWE aired their Wyatt compound thing. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
What did
If
I
I
tell
find the
you?
link, if I find the link, I'll send it to you.
I knew it. What did I tell you on the show when I was telling you that day? WWE is going to do this within the next week or two. I already knew it. Because all their fans loved it, but they can't love TNA. It's so hard for them to love TNA. So won't you do it, WWE? You feel me? That's entertaining. You do it, though. It's just crazy. Why you can't just watch TNA? That's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to go on WWE. It's like, man, that's some good stuff. I wish it was on WWE. You feel me? That's a good match. I wish he was on WWE. It's just like, what the fuck? Why you can't just watch this right here? It's good entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know.
I agree. All right. So I think that's the end of the review. We might come up with another discussion topic and just be gone for another hour. No, but I think that's the review. I think we just gonna have to come on here one day and just kind of talk a little bit. We might have to do a little TNA talk, you know.
Yeah, I want to get into
maybe just me and you. Cause,
I want to get into knockout vision a little deeper too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be nice.
We might have to. We have to figure out something. I don't know when I want to do it. But we have to figure out something. But guys, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion, all the discussion we had. I feel like this is a podcast you can turn on. You can turn the podcast on. You can just let it play, and you can go back to doing whatever you was doing. Just let it play in the background, and you're gonna hear some good stuff. That's all we want. We just want you to turn it on. Just walk away for a little bit. You come back, we'll still be talking. But that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys later. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, ICW_podcast. I think it is Rabid313, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed.
Rabid313. Follow him as well. That's about it. That's all I got for you. I can't hold you guys any longer. That's all I got.
Hey, that's Rabbit Jones on Twitter. Rabbit Jones on Twitter.
Rabbit Jones.
TNA. Keep it up, Dixie.
I agree. I've been loving the shows, but that's about it. That's all I got. See you guys later.
Bet.